Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is that you are watching this. I have a very special lady here with me today. She is a Resilient Women in Business member for our Delta Surrey chapter, and her name is Meena, and her business is Momentum Feng Shui. Welcome, Meena.
Hi, Cheryl. Such an honor to speak with you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such an honor for me as well. I love who you are. And I love that you're a part of Resilient Women in Business. So we're going to do a little bit of interviewing here. So Meena, I would love to hear for you to share what your business is really all about so the ladies that are listening can understand what you're doing.
Okay. Well, yes, again, thanks for the opportunity. As you know, I love to share. I love to share my passion. So I am a classical feng shui consultant. That's where it all started years ago. And since then, my business has evolved. It's evolved into energy clearing, which is much needed in the spaces we live in and the circumstances we've gone through. And lately, it has also evolved into a manifesting coach. And I love my feng shui journey. That's the core of it, using my classical feng shui tools and everything else that comes along with assisting my clients.
Oh, so beautiful. I agree with you that the energy is clearing is so needed these days. It is amazing the negative energy that's out there that we really need to clear up.
A lot of it's in our spaces. Our spaces
Mhm.
support our endeavors. Our spaces support us in where we want to go. And a lot of times we work on ourselves, which is beautiful. It's a great start. But then for some of us, there comes a point where we can't understand why we're not able to evolve to the level that we desire. We work hard to do so. Why aren't the projects being completed? Isn't the training going through? This we don't know what we don't know. We don't see the heaviness, so we don't, we feel it, but it's quite unexplainable. It's the heaviness in the spaces. It's the old energies that are being hoarded in there over the months and years. Life happens, and some of it is still stuck in our spaces. So that is my mission, is to free up that space so we can continue to prosper and be whoever we're meant to be.
Oh, I love that. And I've experienced it myself one time years ago when I was working in an office and we had the office feng shuied by a feng shui master back then. And she suggested, I had a bookcase in my office and she suggested, Cheryl, you just need to move it like 6 inches. And I'm thinking, moving a bookcase 6 inches, what difference is that going to make? And I totally did everything she told me to do, and I moved it 6 inches, and I couldn't believe that I actually felt the energy shift.
Yes, and classical feng shui is just that, Cheryl. It's so precise, so precise. So those 6 inches, we take compass degree, and if it's sitting in the borderline of two different guas, and it was needed more on this part here, which might have been, the West for new beginnings, new projects for you, which might have been your career section, which is the North, but here it was in a different section. So she probably, I don't know the whole calculations in that case, but she probably shifted it over so that it was fully supporting you in the career section, for example. So yes, 6 inches, 6 feet, it is what it is. And it's very precise, and it can make all the difference.
Yes, yes. I've heard from a few of your clients that adore you, said how much difference it makes in their home just by the energy flowing and everything starts to happen. So that's so amazing. So thank you for sharing. Can you share with us why you actually started this business? What got you into feng shui and energy work?
You know, I'm going to be very honest. I still, to this day, am not comfortable calling it my business. I don't know why. I mean, I was a flight attendant for 20 some years. That was my career. This, for some reason, I have a hard time calling it my career or my business because, of course, we earn a living at the end of the day. But It is my passion. Even now, talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps. It's my passion, Cheryl. It's evolved into all of this. There is so much need for it out there that I'm just continuously evolving. It all started from a coffee table book 20, my son is 28, so 28 years ago. And back then, we didn't have the privilege of going online and searching. So I got a coffee table book. Life happened. Had a couple of consultations done from other consultants over the years, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And it's just meant to be. One day woke up and, I lost my dad, and I truly feel that he gave me the nudge. It's like, okay, Meena, enough talking about it. Let's do something about it. So I searched what is really resonating with me. There's Western feng shui, my core being Indian into spirituality. Growing up in that environment took me back to the basics. Where did this start from? I was not going to settle for the simple formulas of Western feng shui. For me, it was all or nothing. And it took me years to get there, but I am so glad I didn't take a shortcut. I went all the way to China to study get my advanced training there. I was privileged to join 37 other women to do so and spend a month there and really soak it in, really feel the behind the scenes of feng shui. And fast forward, here we are. My energy clearing services, my goodness, the things I see, I could write a few books on once we release the shift that happens. And of course, my manifesting coaching program took off now, and just seeing beautiful transformation. So, I thank you for asking me the question, but this is my response. It truly is my calling, and I will do so till my last breath.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, it's one of the let's say the most tastiest, yummy thing about life is when you are living your passion.
Oh, yes. Yes, it truly is. This is sometimes people ask me, when are you going to retire? I'm like, this is retirement. I am living my dream, my passion. I'm making a difference. How much more rewarding could retirement be?
I agree with you 100%, Meena.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
It truly is. And I think that's when, for many of us, as we're doing life, is making sure we're not in our head, into our heart space where the truth is. My dad's 84 years old and he still does his businesses. And everybody around him says, you got to slow down, you got to stop, like sell everything. And my dad's like, this is my lifestyle. I love this.
Yes.
So why would he want to retire? And I agree with you. I don't even look at retirement. I mean, I love what I do as well. I was gifted resilient women in business, in my language, by God. Just gift, well, here, I want you to call it this, resilient women in business. And this is what I want you to do. So I agree with you 100%. Who wants to retire on something that you love to
Yeah,
do?
when it doesn't feel like work, there's nothing to retire from.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Thank you for that. So a question I have for you is, I think I already know this answer, but who's your ideal client?
Oh, goodness. When that phone rings or the message comes through, it's vast. It's anybody that is, excuse me, needing to shift that energy, period. I have 20 some year olds living with their parents, and when they know, they know. And when they're seeing their parents going through things or families going through things, they reach out. The young souls, they reach out. Then I have 70, 80-year olds that either knew of feng shui from a family friend or family member, or they've stumbled across it and they're curious, and everything in between. Retail businesses. Lately, it's been a lot of emphasis on new home construction because people want to embed feng shui right from the get-go instead of doing the cures after. So it's just whoever's meant to be will come through, Cheryl, and I'm here.
Oh, that's
I
so
don't have
awesome.
an ideal client. When I started to do marketing a while ago, which I've stopped now because the word is out and I'm doing my 110%. But back then, that was exactly the question. And I would stumble for feng shui and energy clearing. Everybody.
I agree. It's like water. We all need to drink water, right?
Yes, yes.
And we just don't realize because we're not taught. how energy can really shift us into a negative area, and we don't realize how much it's affecting our relationships, our relationship, whether it's with our spouse or siblings or children or whatever, it can make a big difference and we don't even realize that.
Well, relationship, for us, for in our sisterhood, in our peers, with our clients, we're continuously, every conversation we have, it's a relationship with somebody. And it is so important to first stay empowered ourselves so we can then be the best version of ourselves. And that's when energy needs to support us to stay that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, my goodness, I love what you do. And I know so many of the resilient women have talked to you about their homes and all that, and you've gone into a few of them. And I've heard that how already they felt a shift in moving forward into their success of their business. And so
Yes.
what a great thing that you're doing for people. And I know that energy, I think that the world is opening up to a lot more of this, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. The very first line on my website is, West meets East,
Mm,
and for the right reasons. Us Easterners, for forever since I can remember being a young girl, my uncles left India to study in America as a doctor and so on. And it was always looking to the West for, again, for all the right reasons. It was needed. But now we're valuing
mm.
what the East has. Off the top of my head, we have Reiki, we have Feng Shui, we had Ayurveda, we have acupuncture, naturopaths, holistic medicine, my goodness, yoga, meditation, everything. So I see it getting goosebumps again
Yeah.
talking. I get really passionate about all these things. And it's the best of both worlds. We have what we have. I've been here since my teenage years, and now to introduce that as well to myself as well. I'm continuously evolving too, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful. We have everything at our fingertips right now
We
through the
do.
internet to find the right practitioner. That's the thing, and keep moving along while we're enjoying the beautiful surrounding that we have in the Western world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, this is just such a pleasure, Meena. So thank you so much. I have one final question that I would love for you to share is you've been a part of Resilient Women in Business for a while now, and I'd love to hear what is it that you love about Resilient Women in Business?
Well, I share it at every chance I get at the meetings because I know it's my story. I proudly call myself one of the pioneers. I started in the Cloverdale chapter, and back then I wasn't even working in feng shui in full time. And I was just enjoying the vibes at the time. I didn't know it was going to get this far. You have started something amazing, amazing. My goodness, it is much needed, Cheryl. It is much needed. Every chance I get for somebody searching the same, I am giving them your contact. It is the sisterhood.
Mm,
It is your passion. It is the way it's structured, making sure there's only one person in the industry there. So there's no competition. There's none of that created in our subconscious minds. It's just a beautiful flow. And then the chapter leaders that you have, they're amazing. We're just genuinely here to empower each other. And I will just speak from my experience. I have come such a long ways from speaking to stumbling across those key people. I didn't go up to them with the mission that they will get me from here to here. It was the universe bringing them my way, and I was doing my part, but they all came through Resilient Women. And I'm your biggest fans, and I send you positive vibes all the time, especially when I see you at the meetings, because you're doing a beautiful thing. And
oh,
just
mhm.
continue down that path, and I know you will.
Yes, thank you so much, Meena. I have no choice, to be honest with you. When God gifts me something like this, it's like I gotta pull up my 100% capability of doing what he's asking me to. And so absolutely. And for those of you that are listening, this is not like talking about, we don't sit around and talk about God all the time or anything. It's just that I always like to give him recognition, of course, because he gave me the name and he gave me a lot of the structure. And that's really about life, whether you call it God or universe or higher power, it's listening to those inner sounds that we hear. It could even be our soul speaking to us and saying, this is what I want for you. Can you hear me? And as a human, we might not listen. And that's the biggest part, is listen and then activate.
For me, it's all energy. It's energy. We can give it, every language will have its own word. And within the language, we will choose different words. We will call it the universe or our calling or God or spirituality. Doesn't matter. Angels, doesn't matter. Just have faith in something to keep moving along. And it's a beautiful journey.
It is a beautiful journey. Tony Robbins calls it grace, right? He's always talking about grace versus faith or any other. So absolutely, it totally is. So thank you so much, Meena, for being here today. I absolutely value you, love what you do. So thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Cheryl. Can't wait to see you in person and give you that hug again.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you listening, all Meena's details are below in the link, so you can check out her website or connect with her and absolutely see what she's about and perhaps get some services from her, because it's pretty powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meena.